Hello, good afternoon, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps keep the video in the algorithm. So make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of those wonderful things. Okay. You guys, I know I've been out of commission. Listen, I've been grilling tonight and throwing away stuff in the cabinets, and I'm trying to get my mind back into vlogging. Okay, y'all know I've been testing. I take my final. I'm staying up until 12 o'clock midnight so that I can take my last final. It will drop at 12 o'clock midnight, and I'm gonna be up to take it at 12 o'clock midnight. Okay, so that I don't have to worry about it tomorrow or the next day or the next day. I have gone to World War III in these classes. Okay, but sister came to the end of the road making straight A's. I can pop my collar. I had a nervous breakdown almost, but I did it. Okay. But I wanted to talk about something that Keon posted today, okay? Um, and I gotta say now, about a month ago, shout out to Mr. N. Mr. N called me about a month ago and was like, guess what? Because y'all know Mr. N be calling me sporadically. He was like, guess what? I just got word that YOGOTTI's Barber stole from his mama, right? And so nobody had put it out. And I said something to Cypress about it, and I told and Cypress like, you gonna vlog about it? I was like, no, I ain't gonna say nothing right now. I'm gonna wait to see if it's going to get out. Okay. And so when Keon posted what he posted today, I was at work. Mr. Ian called me, bring Keon. They didn't got Keon to say something. I was like, I wonder why it takes so long. He was like, probably because they don't want him to get away with it. They want him to be embarrassed. They probably want to ruin his reputation. Okay, as far as his barber reputation. But Mr. Ian told me this exactly a month ago, and I had not said anything about it. But when he called me, he says, I just got word that um the barber out, and I have to say allegedly, okay. Um Yogotti's barber stole about 20 to 25K out of Yogotti's mom's house. Okay. And they was trying to figure out how he knew where the money was in Yogotti's mother's house, how he didn't break and enter into the house or anything like that. This is what Mr. N says everybody was saying there was no breaking and entering. So how did he know where the stash was? How did he know how to get to the? I guess if it was a safe, I'm sure they don't have that type of money just kind of laying around. How did he know? Okay, um, and so I didn't see where I thought, well, maybe he would send out one of his goons, but of course he's used Black Youngster up. So he don't trust Black Youngster. I think the only person that he really trusts, because I don't think Vato is like that around him like that anymore since he had Keon to bust out Vato. We see Keon is the junkyard dog now, which is why I say Keon don't need to really get out. They need to go and indict him for what I'm hearing. He's gonna be indicted for some more because I see he's trying to secure a space, which means he ain't gonna know how to. He already in jail all this time for being a damn fool, and so from my understanding, they was gonna get him. I'd heard about some indictments for something else, and he probably need to get those. Okay, get that, because when he get out, he gonna be another straight drop. Okay, he trying to secure his position. And I told y'all when that stuff was put out about Vato, and allegedly when Keon said that about Vato, the rumor is he was mad because I don't know, I guess Keon thought Vato would, he had did the time in South Carolina or wherever, and maybe he thought Vato would go ahead and take one for the team, but Vato ain't do that. Okay, now that's what's the word on what I heard, and he that's why he put that post out. Okay, and you better know that whatever his conversation he claimed that Vato had with the FBI, he talked to God and them about it. God and them don't know how to confront Vato about it, so they tell him to put it out. I'm thinking this is how it happened. Go ahead, put it out so we can ask Vato what's going on, right? But according to people, Vado ain't even around like that anymore. Just in the around where God ain't got nobody around him now. I think Keon is the guard, the junkyard dog, right? And so all the people that's out, okay, he don't really want the send outs around him because he didn't sent them out to do the ultimate, that was take out Dolph and do a whole lot, try to destroy his reputation and all of that. And now Keon in the jail, in the feds, okay? Um, Putting it out there about Chris, because I'm sure Gotti approved that, wanted that out, because they don't just want him to get away with it. And I asked Mr. N when he called today, I said, Mr. N, why do you think that it took so long? He was like, I don't know. I think, I don't think because the folks on their back probably got the folks on their back talking about law enforcement, and they don't want him to just get away with it. He allegedly has gotten his reputation from saying that he's Yo Gotti's barber or whatever. But here's the thing. According to some people, Yo Gotti wasn't even paying him right. He would fly him out there, but he wasn't making no money, according to some other people. And I'm gonna tell you something. I walked into that dude's shop one day. Okay. I hear my right hand to the Lord. I thought about that. I was there. It had to have been like in June. It was like it was this year. Like it was real hot. I was downtown looking for, I was doing an investigation. Walked into the shop. Okay, walked into the shop because I didn't see, I had gotten numbers mixed up and they looked at me funny. I noticed like he had like one other person in there. And he was nice though, but he looked at me funny, like, you just walking in my shop. I didn't know, because I asked him, is this the such and such address? He was like, no, maybe you need to, go down there. He looks like he only does like one on one. You know what I'm talking about? They make appointments. He don't have people in his shop. I'm pretty sure that was him, because when I looked at him, he looked familiar, right? But I was doing the investigation. It didn't click in my brain, right? I just happened to walk up in there because I was looking for some numbers, and his numbers I don't think was on his window or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, he was like, well, maybe, you can go next door and they can tell you or something like that. But yeah, so now they're saying, they didn't got Keon to put it up. Keon didn't, I don't think Keon went into it exactly. Let me see the post, because they sent me the post of what he said earlier. Y'all, I'm gonna get back into the swing of things. I'm trying to do another video tonight too. Y'all can hear my voice is strained because our sister has been tired. But Keon says, damn, what happened to my real ninjas? Damn, at Chris Styles, how you go out like that, shaking my head. So I'm sure, God and them are mad. They don't want him, like Mr. N said, they don't want him to think that he's gotten away with it. But according to what some people were saying, they want to know how he, how would he didn't break into got his mom's house. So how did this happen, right? But either way it goes, regardless of how I feel about Yo Gotti, this is not right. If this is true, okay, they're accusing him of stealing. But like I said, this happened like over a month ago, because Mr. N called me a month ago and said it, and I just, had not said anything about it. It wouldn't be right if she trusted him to be in her home and to be around her. Why would he do this? Even if Yo Gotti ain't paying him, because he don't pay nobody, according to everybody around Memphis that has ever dealt with him, that he don't pay. Okay. Um, that's according to them. Okay. I ain't never did business with them, but that's according to him. To them, I mean, but still, it's got to be something that he agreed to. He wanna, Yo Gotti goes live and shows him cutting his hair. I guess he think he's a big enough celebrity. He's not famous, he's infamous. But whether Chris know it or not, he might be too damn over food to know that it hurts his reputation more than anything. Now they really get ready to destroy him, okay? YOGOTTI done been stealing allegedly from everybody, and now he mad about this. But I'm hearing it. He did it. He stole from his mama, but I guess doing stealing from YOGOTTI's mother would be stealing from YOGOTTI, right? Because so that ain't cool. I don't like no thief because if you will steal, you will kill. I don't like no thieves. Okay. Like I said, regardless of why he was there at the house or whatever happened as it relates to that, she trusted him. Okay. And that's not cool at all. And I'm thinking, what would make him do it? What gave him the balls to do that? Okay, I guess he feel like at this point the folks on YOGOTTI head so tight they ain't gonna be crazy enough to send no hits. Okay, because they know the folks waiting. All they want is they just waiting. Okay, they spread it out, just waiting. I think it's a team of waiting. Okay, so I guess he feel like he's clear, but believe it or not, it'd be a damn fool to think he could do it and do it better than straight dropping them and get away with it. But we ain't wishing that. But and gonna spend the rest of his life in jail. Okay. But yeah, y'all, that's what's going on. And I also wanted to talk about, I got some more tea today, y'all, as it relates to Hernandez Govan. If I ain't hollered, let me tell y'all something. Mr. N is hilarious. Mr. N is, and he don't try to be, he don't try to be. Mr. N don't try to be funny. I told y'all, like, y'all be sitting up talking about the straight drops and stuff. Mr. N is who I'd be scared of, okay? Because I don't know, it's something about him that gives me dangerous vibes. Anytime a person can articulate themselves and be as calm as Mr. N, but yet be, in the crew or whatever, and just be just as calm, that's who you ought to be scared of, okay? But so anyway, shout out to Mr. Ian. So I asked him, did he see my video that I had posted about Hernandez Govan? Said no. So then I said, well, he's going to trial, right? He was like, he said just as calm, he ain't going to trial. And something gave me chills when he said that. He said he ain't going to trial. He said it just, I said, oh, okay, because they said he ain't going to trial. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, maybe he'll get probation. He ain't getting probation. I said, oh, okay. He said, when you got a girl that going in there, the girl done went and told the FBI everything that she done heard Quit say, okay, to include they was plotting a murder on Onan. If I didn't holler, Mr. N didn't laugh not one time. I said, you got to be kidding me. The girl done went and told the FBI that Quit them was allegedly plotting a murder on Onan, and I believe it. I believe it, okay, because Onan was going crazy. But here's the thing about that. The thing about it was Onan was doing all that talking. Onan really only went and quit because he felt like he was mad at Skull. Okay, he felt like Quit and Skull were cool, and so he was just trying to attack anybody. He was hitting and missing. He just kind of hit on that one, and it just so happens that Quit was involved. Okay, and see, that ain't gonna look good because remember there was a time I told that when I told y'all that they was trying to get everybody who was that was really, especially after Black Youngster too, because there were people that was trying to take out any and everybody that was talking as it relates to this case. And they was really trying to get those people, and it's just gonna make it seem like that instead of YOGOTTI being behind it, it's gonna make it look like Quit was behind it, okay? Especially if what they're saying, this girl then spilled everything she thought she knew, okay? Everything she thought she heard, everything she heard, she done spilled it, okay? And I said, Onan have been in jail what almost 2 years, and she done went and told that they was plotting, him and some more people was plotting a murder on Onan, so she gonna get some more folks indicted, okay? I said, Lord have mercy. But I mean, that's why you just have to be careful. Like, I think what Quet should have did. But see, I'm sure Quet was plotting the murder on Onan before, because Onan went to jail last year before Quet was ever even um well, I think he was talking about Quit almost like every day when he was out on bond and all of that. So I guess they thought that they would shut him up, by um, plotting a murder on him. Okay. Um, she's allegedly done said some more stuff that she heard them talking about. Okay, like I said, she gonna get some more folks indicted. So he'll probably be just happy to do 4 years or whatever, 4, 5, whatever. But according to Mr. N, he's not going to go to trial. He's going to take a plea deal. Mr. N is coming back on the show, okay? But he's going to take a plea deal, and um, he'll do about. I don't see him doing it. When you go to the feds, you cannot. They don't want you. They want you to do forever. But they gonna try. They gonna try. Wait, y'all be quiet. That's just my green beans. Y'all got my green beans out. I'm cooking my lunch and grilling too for tomorrow. But they're gonna try to get at least like 3 years up out of him. At least 3 years. But I mean, if she keep going, they're gonna try to get forever years out of him and pull some of them ones in too. Because now other ones in too. Now, what you got to understand is that Quet himself was putting some stuff into the atmosphere before he went to jail. So who was he plotting to kill Onan? Okay, I, I ain't. I don't wish death on nobody. So I mean, I wouldn't have cared if they had did it, but I mean, it ain't a good thing to be plotting murders on people. Okay, but from my understanding, this girl, I don't mean no harm. I don't wish no death on them, but I don't give a damn about him either. Okay, because look at what he went and did. So remember, Quest said he claimed he wrote Onan a letter, and I'm sure, I thought about that when he did the interview and said he claimed he wrote Onan a letter, and my mind said to my, why would Quest be playing Onan that close of attention? He probably wrote him a letter, um, talking bad to him, okay, because he probably saying in his mind, you don't know how close you came to getting knocked down, okay. And I'm sure they was planning to get him because you had some vloggers that was working with these murderers. Quitting them are hitmen. You had vloggers on here that was working with Sko, not Sko, and I don't believe it was Sko that was working with him. I gotta say, Sko grew on me. I don't believe Sko was working with him, but I believe there was some others that has a connection to Black Youngster too, but Onan's connection was to Black Youngster. Okay, whenever I would tell it and put it out there into the atmosphere, because a lot of things I didn't talk about because of my loyalty to my best friend. But I got mad and said it one day, and he went live and started talking about Black Youngster was, saying, you know, um, defamatory words and stuff about him, but that was to try to throw people off. He knew I knew. He couldn't stand me because he knew I knew the truth about him. And but his connection was Black, and he forgot one day. He forgot one day. And Black Youngster had been, going up under his rock and stuff. And so everybody was talking about, where is Black Youngster? So Black Youngster did a video. Onan forgot. He was the first one. Onan was now Black Youngster was at a club and he put the picture out. I believe he just flat out sent it to Onan. And Black Youngster and Onan forgot and said, y'all got Black Youngster effed up. Here he go right here. And them folks was so brainwashed. They was brain dead. They wanted to believe everything he said. I'm tell you something. When he was messing with me, I knew. Okay, I knew that we was gonna have to get information. It's hard to fight somebody you don't know who it is. And so he still had that mask on. We had been unmasked him. Okay, I went and got the one of the best. Okay, he Chris Hansen and them on how to catch a predator. He's a good friend of my investigator. Okay, he works for them, Dateline and all of them. And so I told him, I said, this dude is ready to come at me. He's wearing a mask. I don't know. So he was like, okay, well, give me a week. But it took him like 2 days and he contacted me. He said, okay. His name is either Andrew Maurice or Maurice Andrew. He was like, it's one of those. And so then he says, I think I found this picture. He had all them goals in his mouth. Okay, then his crew that he ran with, we ended up, once we got the name, we started doing some, me, him, and somebody else started doing some more research. We found pictures of his crew that he was rapping with when not Black Youngster, when YOGOTTI was in South Carolina. He was with them. He checked in with them. He was around. He would go perform it. They would book him because some of them would be like have went and started being like trying to be promoters, but it was his crew that y'all see him on the videos. They call themselves rappers, and he had a whole lot of those dudes around him or whatever. It was those dudes. And I'm an honest person. I didn't see him on the pictures with Gotti. Okay, but if you notice, he didn't talk a whole lot about Yo Gotti, not unless I threw a bone at there, okay, to make him bite. I always knew the truth, okay, and so that's the reason why he did his best. He was mad because I of my contacts with law enforcement, and he knew, I knew because who his connection was is Black Youngster. His dudes, his crew that he hung out with, they mess with Gotti. Okay, that's who Gotti would be with in South Carolina, and we have the pictures to prove it. Okay, so yeah. But anyways, child, she done went and told the FBI that quit and then was allegedly plotting a murder on Onan. If she went and told him that, and Onan been in jail for almost 2 years, you can only imagine everything else. That's the reason why Mr. N says that he is just going to plead out. So I guess we'll wait and see. That would be the smart thing to do because he gonna get every bit of them 5 years until they can finish building more cases on him. Because I just got a feeling he ain't gonna get out in 5. They're gonna keep him there and while they build, continuously build. Mark my words. Okay. But anyways, you guys, my turkey chops is on the grill. I'm grilling my lunch for tomorrow. Y'all know I'm back on my health kick. But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about. Um Allegedly Yo Gotti's barber has stolen. Look, you're gonna have to stop, my nerves and stuff bad. All these tests and stuff got my, that's why I ain't been on live. My nerves and stuff is still out of whack. Okay. But anyway, Remy, stop. I can't stand all that noise. Anyways, you guys, I was getting ready to say something else, but I ain't. My my nerves is bad. Okay. Anyways, y'all pray for me so I can get back into the out of that testing mode because I've been in beast mode trying to make straight A's. Okay, and I got them. Okay, I got them. Even making a 0 on 3 of my labs. Okay, because he wouldn't let me redo the labs. He kept made me keep the 0. Okay, but it took my grade down to an 89, which is a B. But when I took an exam this morning, I made an A. It took it back up to an A. And when that's the reason why I have an anxiousness, anxiety. I want to stay up to 12 midnight so that I can take the last exam that he gives and make 100 and take it all the way back up to a 98 average on what it was. Okay. Y'all pray for me. I ain't even talked to Diane. I'm surprised Diane ain't called and checked on me. Okay. I be hurting my feelings when my sister don't call me. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I want you all to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.